Hi investors. So in last session we learned about the annual reports, how and what all to read in it. So as I explained, the financial statements has three sessions in it, of which balance sheet is the first one used to evaluate the business. So the other two being the income statement or the profit and loss statement, and the third one being the cash flow statement. So in this session we'll concentrate on the balance sheet, which is the first one of all the three financial statements. So balance sheet represents a company's finances of what it owns and what it owes. Thus balance sheets reports a company's assets, liabilities, and also the shareholders' equity. All of the three we will elaborate in the session. As the name depicts, it has to balance equally between the assets, that is what it owns, to the liabilities, that is what it owes, plus the amount invested by the shareholders, which is otherwise called the shareholders' equity. So difference between total assets and total liabilities gives us the shareholders' equity. So this regarding the shareholders' equity I had explained even in the earlier session 4, wherein I was explaining you about the price to book value. Liabilities, so let us break this into three sessions: liabilities, assets, and the shareholders equity. So liabilities is the organization's borrowing. So when a business needs money, it borrows. As simple as that. When it borrows from owners of the business, it is called capital. When it borrows from outside, it is called a loan. So above two are mentioned as shareholders equity and borrowings. Like the shareholders equity is the capital from the owner and the loan cession is the borrowings, which both reflects under the liability head of the balance sheet. Other liabilities are current liabilities, which includes creditors, amount payable to suppliers and vendors, and bank overdrafts. So assets, the current, in the sense earlier also I had mentioned in various sessions that current is like which is serviceable or which has to be converted to cash in that 1 year duration. So anything beyond that will go as the liabilities or the borrowings which are on a longer term, long term borrowings otherwise called. Assets on the other hand represents what it owns, basically what the company owns or the things which it has purchased by utilizing the money that it borrowed, as reflected in the liability head. Typical assets include investments in land, buildings, machinery, vehicles, computer, tools, etc. based on the respective industry and business type. So if it is a software industry, something else. If it is a capital intensive manufacturing businesses, then something else. So that the heads vary. The heads will remain same, but the subsections in that or the relative things which are mentioned in that varies based on the industry. So these appears as fixed assets. Other category is current assets. Like current liabilities, there is current assets as well. Includes items like debtors, cash, and bank balances and inventory. Again, which is within a 1 year cash conversion cycle. We look we look into the financial ratios like current assets to current liability or working capital, that is the current assets minus current liabilities, to gauge its performance. So all these inputs, like I mentioned earlier also, the ratios, for these ratios the inputs comes from again this balance sheet. Shareholders equity is otherwise called book value as well. So this also I had explained in earlier session. The borrowings has to be desirably less and with high ROE, that is return on equity, so that the company without financing much by debt is growing the business smartly. So again, return on equity I had discussed in elaborate in another session. So I request you, if you don't know about ROE, then again go watch that video and come back. There are various other financial ratios which we compute from the data on the financial statements. We have covered some in earlier sessions like debt to equity ratio, price to book value, return on equity, return on capital employed, that is ROCE, etc. Many of the other ratios we will cover in the future sessions as well. So on the screen you can see the assets equal to liabilities, that is the total assets equal total liabilities plus shareholders equity. So balance sheets has to be compared with earlier point data or with other industry peers to gauge the performance of the company. Like if you are seeing like the other point, earlier point, as in if you are analyzing the company, say Indigo, for this year, say 2021, then again see it with 2020 details and 19 details, or maybe 5 years back details, or even 10 years back details, to gauge how the assets and liabilities are handled or increase or decrease over the years, to gauge the company's performance. Similarly, if there is a growth in shareholders equity, these all things we can get in this document. And also similarly, Indigo is there, then another aviation companies are like listed aviation companies are like SpiceJet. So again go into SpiceJet and see what is the, so that is a peer for Indigo. Though Indigo is having major stake in Indian aviation industry, still SpiceJet is a peer. So go into their balance sheet, compare those values with this balance sheet values, and again comparative study or relative analysis helps you give more clear idea of about the business. So again I mentioned the shareholders equity, that is the equity attributable to equity shareholders. So that is nothing but the share capital. Basically share capital is nothing but what you had given to the promoters of the company for investing in the business or utilizing for the business. In return, you have got the shares outstanding or the shares or stakes in the company. Plus the reserves. Reserves is nothing but what the company earns as profit, and if it is after distributing the dividend and utilizing for capex, whatever if left over is going back into the company's reserves. So basically again I told shareholders equity is the book value. So as the share capital has remained same as far as there is the company is not selling off its promoter holding. So only thing which grows over the years is the reserve, which is again the profits earned, a part of profit earned. So as the earnings increases, the reserve increases. Ideally the reserve increases and the book value also increases. So that is how a stock or the price probably goes high. So now in this sheet you can see a typical balance sheet of a company. So here you can see in the column the 2 years, March 31 2020, March 31st 2019, that is 2 years data. Always the balance sheet comes like this with 2 years data, the current year and the previous year. I had taken the balance sheet of last year, so that is why it is 2020, and the year previous to that, which is 2019. So you can see the assets under which there are a lot of items which is self-explanatory. I need not explain it here. Plant, property, equipment, capital work in progress, investment property, right of use assets, goodwill. So all those things are listed under assets. So non-current assets are assets which are not current in nature, means which is long term in nature. And if you see the second point too, that is current assets. So current assets are assets which are, like I mentioned, to be converted to cash in 1 year. So all those things are again investments, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalents, bank balances. So investments is like if you have investments in, if the company has investments in some subsidiary companies or even in stakeholding in subsidiary companies and also mutual fund holdings, all these things are coming under investments. Cash and cash equivalents are again real cash available, and also these bank balances are again FD or other things which are available in the bank account of the company. So those are current assets. And now the total assets is like assets, the non-current assets, which long-term assets plus the current assets, both will give, adding both the things will give you the total assets. Now getting into next session, which is equity and liabilities. So equity, so again splitting it into equity head and liability side. So normally both the things are added together so that total assets should equal to total liabilities plus equity, as we mentioned earlier. So equity again, we mentioned in the earlier session, it is equity share capital. Here it is 254.82 crore, and other equity and other things are like reserves. So reserves plus share equity share capital will give you the total equity, which is the shareholders fund or shareholders equity. So various balance sheet will have various nomenclatures, but end of the day, the concept is the same. Now coming to liabilities, again there is non-current liabilities and current liabilities. So total liabilities is non-current liabilities plus the current liabilities. So again, non-current liabilities, in that you will see borrowings. So those borrowings coming under non-current liabilities are long-term borrowings. And again under category current liabilities you can see borrowings. So those borrowings are current in nature, which is short-term borrowings. So another nomenclature for this is long-term borrowings under non-current liabilities and short-term borrowings under current liabilities. So total debt of a company is nothing but the borrowing, the addition of both these borrowings. So here in this case 3473.36, which is the long-term borrowing, plus 1912.94, which is the short-term borrowing, will give you the total debt. So while you are calculating total debt in case of finding out the debt to equity ratio, etc., so you can take these two additions to get the debt, equity being the shareholders equity. So that is how you find out the debt to equity ratio, or any in that case ROE, return on equity, anything, you have to get this detail. So you have to be very thorough with the balance sheet and even all the financial statements so that you can easily find out or analyze the statement and find out, incorporate those values into ratios for your ratio analysis as well, return ratio analysis, or in that case liquidity analysis. There are n number of analysis which is available, so we will all explain that in the future videos for sure. But for now, to analyze that or to get into that, we have to first understand the basics, which is the financial statements. So that will give you the total liability. So again, total liabilities plus the total equity has is been listed as total equity and liabilities. So that is how a balance sheet will look like. And if again in this you can see in the total assets, in the balance sheet side, the asset part, there is something called deferred tax assets. So deferred tax is nothing but tax that has been accrued but will not be paid for another year. So it will not be paid in this current year. It is deferred and it will be like paid after some time. So that is meaning of deferred tax. Otherwise, if you see all other words are self-explanatory, you can easily understand that. So, balance sheet is being the first financial statement in the total financial statement, the first session of the financial statement. It is very important that you understand each and every head under the balance sheet so that you are thorough with the figures of the company. And many times, if you see, if I analyze a company thoroughly, which I take a longer time for analysis, then I normally remember those figures of company, like what is the total assets or what is the liabilities or debt of the company. Because we don't analyze hundreds of companies, we analyze some selected 10 to 12 companies that are of interest to us. But we should be thorough with the figures so that it easily helps you compare with other companies, peer companies, and give you a better judgment of what you are investing in. Happy investing.